All right, welcome back to Browns franchise here on Madden 24. We're going to be doing the off season in this video and going through free agency and the draft and everything. Decided to stop at the Pro Bowl here and we'll take a look if any of our players made the Pro Bowl. And doesn't look. Benson made the Pro Bowl. Our tight end. He's tight end 1 in the Pro Bowl. I think that's really about it. We don't really have much anybody else in the Pro Bowl. We'll take a look here. The Bills will be playing the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Bills, of course, had a bye and then beat the Colts and then beat the Jaguars. The Seahawks, who were the 6th seed, beat the Panthers, then beat the number 1 seeded Eagles 42-19, and then upset number 2 Arizona Cardinals. Wow. Bills playing in some close games. Seahawks had a couple close games as well. Had the big blowout against the Eagles, though. We'll just advance the week. There's nothing to do other than look at the Pro Bowl roster there. So we may even change our playbook here at the end of the season during staff week. We'll take a look at the yearly awards here. Patrick Mahomes winning MVP. Coach of the Year, Nick Sirianni. AFC, Offensive Player of the Year is Trevon Benson. He won Offensive Player of the Year. I think that means he's probably most definitely won Rookie of the Year, right? Greg Rousseau, Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Benson. Ringer actually coming in at 3rd. And then Ethan Kilmer all the way down at 6. Defensive Rookie of the Year, David Patterson finishing 2nd. Best quarterback, nobody. Best running back, A-Chain finishing 6th. Best wide receiver, Kadarius Toney's in there. He's having a career resurgence here in Cleveland. Best O-line, we've got nobody. Best D-line, nobody really. Best linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah might have finished higher if he'd been healthier. He missed several games there. Best DB, Denzel Ward is top 10. Best kicker, we don't have anybody for best. Oh no, Dustin Hopkins actually finishes 6th. Didn't see him there at first, but he finishes 6th. So we've got Benson winning an award, and some of our guys finishing close there. We've got upgrades here. Benson has 5 upgrade points. I'm going to put the first one into vertical threat, get that up to an 80. And we'll start putting up possession as well. All kinds of upgrades here. Catching traffic going up. A lot of blocking stats going up. Catching going up again. Break tackle. Gets another ability slot. And we'll see here in a second if his development trait went up. His catching went up by a lot. He is superstar X Factor now. We will have an X Factor on offense next season, and it will be Trevon Benson. His catching is up into the 90s. Wish that deep route running was a little better. His spectacular catch is all right, I guess, at 77. But catching traffic is playing up to an 89 is actually an 88. So he can really catch the ball if it's thrown his way. So We'll take a look at those abilities later on, reevaluate if we need to change those. But we'll go ahead and take a look here at the stats for the season. Ethan Kilmer finished with 5,000 passing yards. He was number one in the league in passing yards. 45 touchdowns, 36 interceptions, though. Really got to cut back on those. DTR had a few attempts. He played a little bit. 6 interceptions and a touchdown. I think he really just played in that one game. A-Chain, 1,200 rushing yards, 8 touchdowns. Did fumble the ball 4 times. Don't like that. He was our only runner who had a touchdown. So, of course, all the touchdowns went to our receivers. Benson, 1,700 yards, 20 touchdowns. No wonder he won Offensive Player of the Year for the AFC. 1,000 yards for Kadarius Toney, 11 touchdowns. Ringer with a respectable 653 yards, 5 touchdowns. A-Chain had 500 yards, 4 receiving touchdowns. So he had a total of 12 touchdowns on the season. Akins had a few. He had about 300 yards. Bell didn't get involved too much. Taysom Hill played a little bit. Jerome Ford didn't really get on the field a lot and was injured a good part of the year. And then we had some other guys to just barely got involved. Leonard Fournette was with us for one game, and then he was injured, and we didn't get him, the whole rest of the year. So Patterson with 146 tackles. If he'd have had an interception, he might have won Defensive Rookie of the Year. But 8 tackles for loss, 2 sacks. Thornhill with a lot of tackles as well. 7 tackles for loss. Did have an interception. Newsom with a lot of tackles. Jerome Baker. Only 2 guys over 100, though, and they were both well over 100. Tackles for loss, we'll see who led the team. JOK with 20. Jalen Phillips, 14. Ed Oliver. Myles Garrett. Christian Wilkins. So some of the guys that were new additions to the team really played well. Sacks. Martin Emerson led the team at corner with 10 sacks. Didn't get a lot of pressure from the defensive line. Christian Wilkins, 8 sacks. Don't know how many of those were actually with the Browns or with his former team. Myles Garrett had 7.5. Really not what you would expect from him. You really want to get a lot more pressure. Ed Oliver, 6.5. JOK, 6. Jerome Baker, 6. I mean, we had a lot of sacks. They were just really spread out from our guys. You keep going down. We've even got like Thornhill had a sack. Justin Houston had a half a sack. Garvin, Patterson, Fields. I mean, we'll take a look at interceptions here. Denzel Ward had 5. It's a lot of interceptions for one guy. Greg Newsom was the only guy with more than one other than Ward. He had 2. Lots of guys with 1, though. Emerson. Myles Garrett even had an interception at one point. JOK. Jerome Baker. Thornhill. Vincent had an interception. But we really would have liked to have a few more turnovers. Forced fumbles. Only 2 all season. One from Jerome Baker. One from Justin Houston. And we didn't recover either one of those. So, kicking, Justin Hopkins was all right. He missed 2 field goals. Fine enough. And then Stonehouse came in. I think he came in partway through the year. And he punted the ball pretty well. Could have had a few more down inside the 20. Maybe just a little too many touchbacks. 6 touchbacks, only 4 down inside the 20. But that's how our year went. I mean, we really weren't competitive a lot of the year, and we turned the ball over a little too much. But if we can rein some of those things in, we'll be in good shape. gonna simulate through Super Bowl week here. As slowly as we simulate through Super Bowl week, we're just gonna have to wait on it. Feel like when I first started the offline franchise, it was faster than this, and now it's kind of slowed down a little bit. I really don't know if maybe at some point when they put out an update, it kind of slowed things down or what. Take a look at the season recap here. Why not? If it'll let us. We're gonna spend these staff points here too, um, at the end of the season. So there it is. Bills won 52-21. Buffalo Bills first ever Super Bowl MVP Josh Allen. We already went over the rest of the yearly award winners. Of course, Benson with Rookie of the Year and Offensive Player of the Year is now up to Superstar X Factor. So we're in staff week here, and I think I wanna leave our offensive coordinator, but he has a vertical zone run as his playbook, and I think we're going to change our playbook here a little bit. But I want to leave. We've got upgrades, probably just just practice squad guys. Those can be auto upgraded. But I wanna change our scheme here because as much as I like this Buffalo Bills playbook, which is a vertical power run, there really is no vertical zone run within. I don't think I haven't found one. Maybe if you go to custom playbooks, you can find one, but it's kind of a pain to load in a custom playbook. You have to go through and actually make one. So I think we're gonna go. We're gonna leave it because Kevin Stefanski is a vertical power run, but our offensive coordinator is vertical zone run. And we're gonna stick with Cleveland defensive playbook, I think. But we're gonna go Detroit playbook, I think, and see how that goes. I don't may end up changing it partway through the season. I'm not sure, but hopefully, because all my franchises I'm using Bills playbook. I think we're gonna have to change it up just a little bit so it doesn't get just the same plays all the time across all my franchises. So we're gonna upgrade the talent tree on um, our offensive coordinator here. Gonna give us some quarterback upgrades, including throw power, short accuracy, medium accuracy, deep accuracy, play action. And then it's going to give us +3 on throw power. Could have had the speed, but going to go with the throw power. So then we'll get some boosts for our receivers here as well. And I think I'm going to leave it at that because we need some of these trade boosts for our player personnel. Non-X Factor players will be valued 1 dev trait higher in trades. That's a good one. We'll take one of each of those and then reduce the cost of trading up. And that's going to be all of our staff points. We won't be spending any staff points mid-season. We're only going to do it at the end of the season. So I think that's we'll take a look at retirements here as well, and take a look at the AFC North. Justin Houston going to retire. Jordan Aiken's going to retire. So that's 2 guys, not big players, but guys who definitely were on the team. So we have a few players that I'd like to resign, but we have negative $45 million in cap. So we're not going to be able to resign Ryan Stonehouse, and we're not going to be able to resign Dustin Hopkins. We don't have any money. Taysom Hill's gone. Leonard Fournette's not coming back. Charles Cross, we have the option on. I think we're going to have to pick up the option in case we still have no money next year. So maybe next year it'll roll over. We'll have some money, but it's going to make free agency a little boring here because we're just not going to have any money. We're, of course, going to sign free agents, and we have negative $44.6 million in cap room. So a couple of these players would have been nice to get. We just don't have any money, so we're not gonna go and simulate straight to the draft because we still want to do our focus players here at the end of free agency. But this might be a quick off-season video, that's for sure, without being able to re-sign anyone in free agency. Would like to get a receiver in the draft. Would think about trading down if we could pick up another second-round pick. Definitely. Couple of quarterbacks at the top of the board. Several quarterbacks here. All kinds of quarterbacks. What is the deal with all the quarterbacks? Here's a receiver. We'll look at him. There's another guy I'm not sure about. He has a lot of F's, but doesn't always mean anything when it comes to receiver. And we'll take a look at Glenn Baldwin as well. So we should know the true talent on all of those guys. If maybe one turns out to be a top 5 talent, then maybe we trade up. I would think about trading up for a top 5 talent receiver, but why is it default to scouts? That doesn't make any sense. Got to scroll down pretty far here for the receivers. Alex Brooks is round 1 to 2. Alfonso Ford, who had all the Fs, is projected UDFA. And then Glenn Baldwin is a round 1 talent. But we also have the physical wide receiver, 6'2", 221, Tresman Bowers, who I would like a little bit more. And we'll take a look at the mock draft here. I don't think he's even set to go in the first round. Alex Brooks going to go pretty high. But the guy we want isn't even projected to go in the first round, so maybe we do trade down. We're going to get into the draft here. And we'll see who goes number 1 here. It's going to be Matthew Bidwell, the quarterback. Then followed by Paul Pittman, another quarterback. Alex Curtis, the linebacker. Going to take a defensive end. Another linebacker goes. Pierre Rhodes going to go. Scott Washington. The Jets get a new quarterback. We pick at 14 here. More linebackers. And corner goes to the Texans. There's Alex Brooks. We knew we wouldn't be able to get him. Not sure that's who we wanted anyway. I think he was around 1 to 2 talent. And this is our pick. Almost skipped ahead again, but that would have been really bad. We can trade down to 32 and pick up another second round pick. Number 37. A future 3. We might have to do that. That sounds like a good deal. A lot of these are future picks, but I want picks in this draft. We could trade down to 31, pick up a future 1. Seahawks were good, though, so I want picks in this draft. I think we're going to take the deal from the Buffalo Bills. Move down to 32. Also pick up number 37. Arthur Floyd going to go. Corner from Buffalo. Goes to the Bills. Going to stay close to home. Right tackle from Arizona State goes to the Chargers. Lorenzo Weaver from Kansas State goes to the Cowboys. Vikings take a quarterback. Mark Morrison from UCF. The receivers just aren't going yet. I would look to trade up if a couple of them start to go. There's Brandon Baxter from Penn State. He looked like he was pretty good. None of the receivers going. We're almost to our pick here. There's Glenn Baldwin. That was one of the receivers we were looking at. And we get to our pick here. So we're going to have our choice of the receiver that's left. And it's going to be Tresman Bowers. And he was the guy that I was always looking at drafting. Not good deep route running, but his catch and traffic, his release is good. Good speed, elite strength, elite jumping. Break tackle, carrying, catching traffic, catching. It does have F injury. That's a little worrisome. But his spectacular catch is good. His run blocking is good. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Tresman Bowers does have hidden dev. 23 years old, 6'2" out of LSU. 91 speed, 90 acceleration, 95 jumping. 75 strength is really good. And because we traded down, we're going to have another pick coming up here. We have the 5th pick of the second round. And I'm not sure what we want to do there. As the Bears take Glenn Patterson in the second round, another quarterback. We also pick at number 9 here. Maybe a little to trade down. A lot of quarterbacks at the top of the board. Alfonso Ford's here, but we know he's a projected UEFA. Could maybe take another receiver. DeAndre Huggins. He's a deep threat guy. Catching traffic, catching. Deep route running is A to B. He has B release. Great speed, decent strength, elite acceleration, A spec catch, B catch in traffic, A carrying. Maybe not the best route runner, but could be a good kick returner as well. A to B kick return. We do need more receivers. We've got Kadarius Toney. We've got Ringer. We've got the guy we've just drafted. But remember, we lost Bell. We're going to take DeAndre Huggins. Only normal development. Does have 93 speed, though. 98 acceleration. Could be a good player. If nothing else, we might have just found our new kick returner. Another quarterback goes. Looks like Green Bay drafted a quarterback. Excuse me there. Some of these quarterbacks are really falling down the board a little bit here. And I might take a look here at Levi Bannon. Doesn't have good finesse moves, but he's really a run stopper. B block shitting, B power moves, A tackle. Great strength, not the fastest guy. A play rec is good, A tackle is good. F injury again though. But good power moves, good block shedding, good awareness, good tackle. And I really haven't scouted these guys too much down the board here, so not the fastest guy, but does have good strength. He's a run stopper. 6'6", 287. Maybe we move him to D tackle. We're going to take him. He's got normal development. 88 strength, 73 speed. Maybe he'll have a decent overall. Our next pick's in the 6th round, and I think we're going to have to take a kicker. We don't have a kicker on the roster. We may not have money to sign a kicker. I think we're going to have to try to take a kicker here. We'll just go through and look at their kick power. He's got solid kick power. He's got solid kick power. Good kick power, so we'll remember Barry Rivers has good kick power. Decent kick power. Good kick power, elite speed, great strength. Jared Short looks like he might be the guy. Only solid kick power. And then this guy's an accurate kicker with solid kick power. I think we're going to go Jared Short here with good kick power. Has good stamina as well. Jared Short, he's got hidden dev. We may have just found our new kicker. Only 92 kick power, but that'll go up. He's only a rookie. A hidden dev kicker. A lot of the time that means they have superstar, but not necessarily. And then I think we're also going to have to take a punter. Because Stonehouse, we were not able to re-sign him. Well, again, we'll just go through and see who has the highest kick power. Good kick power from Chad George. Dane Moyer has decent kick power. Kenny Andrews looks like he has the best awareness, but only decent kick power. course, Mark Jordan had about the same awareness. Dan Fitzpatrick, poor kick power. And John Tucker with elite kick power. Okay. Is the fastest punter as well. We're going to take him. Elite kick power. Only normal dev, but 96 kick power. I don't think you see punters really with a dev trait. Even the best punters in the league, they don't have a dev trait. So we're into the 7th round here. I think I just want to trade this for future picks. Get a 6 next year from Tampa Bay. We don't have very many picks next year, so at some point we may look to make some trades and try to pick up a first. We'll send him to the end of the draft here. And we'll take a look here at our draft recap, see how we did. We know we got a couple of hidden dev players. And Tresman Bowers, our wide receiver, is a 75 overall with hidden dev. And then DeAndre Huggins, our other receiver, is a 74 overall. Only normal dev, but he's more of a deep threat guy. And then Levi Bannon is a 72 overall. Not terrible. Our kicker, I thought he was going to be better, is only a 68 overall. His kick power is 92. His accuracy is only 71. But he has hidden dev, probably only going to be star with a rating like that. And then our punter is a 671 overall. So we're going to have to be careful on these field goals because we just don't have the accuracy. We'll check out some of the other players here. Who was the best in the class? Probably one of the quarterbacks. There was a quarterback, Matthew Bidwell, who's a field general archetype. 80 overall, but only normal dev. There was a right tackle, and then Vincent, who went late. The right tackle went in the 2nd round. End of the 2nd round. Tight end that went in the 3rd round. Some late round guys really being really good here. Another 3rd round tight end, 3rd round linebacker. Tresman Bowers, I mean, he was one of the. He was close to the top. I mean, some 76 overalls, but we'll have to see what that dev trade is when we unlock it. So. I'll advance to the first week of the preseason here, and we'll take a look at what the team is. Go generate best lineup here. Bauer's going to be wide receiver number 2 already. And then Huggins going to be over Ringer. So they're both going to play. A-Chain, of course, at running back. Ethan Kilmer, still star dev. But is playing up to an 86 overall, really an 82. But with those staff boosts is even better. Offensive line is pretty solid. Maybe we're a little weak on the left side, but Cross gonna be a little strong on there. Jack Conklin, we got Wyatt Teller. It's a solid offensive line as long as there's no injuries because we really don't have a lot of depth on the offensive line. Benson, of course, but then we really don't have a second tight end behind him. Defensively, we've still got Thornhill at safety. JOK, Jerome Baker, Jalen Phillips. Maybe we trade Oka, Oka, I don't know how to say his name. I know how you're supposed to say it, but I can't. Maybe we trade him. Maybe we leave him to have some depth at linebacker. Patterson, of course, superstar X factor. Martin Emerson actually went up to superstar X factor. Ward is only star now. Newsome is star. Miles Garrett lost his X factor. Not surprised there. And I think we take Bannon. Let's see how good he is at defensive tackle. He's a 74 overall at defensive tackle. Yeah, we're going to do that. He's going to be our second defensive tackle. So I can have Christian Wilkins, Ed Oliver, the rookie Levi Bannon, and then Miles Garrett. So that's a pretty solid defensive line. We're pretty strong at linebacker. I'm not worried about the defense. The defense is good. It's really the offense is going to be a question. Can we limit the turnovers? Can we be strong right out of the gate? So special teams, we're going to have short. Then we have Tucker at punter. Kick returner is right now going to be Cooper. Daniel Cooper, who looks like a practice squad guy, but apparently a pretty good kick returner. Emerson's going to be our slot corner. Sub linebacker JOK. Christian Wilkins, rush right end. Ed Oliver, rush D tackle. Miles Garrett. Slot receiver right now is Ringer, but I think we're actually going to make it Huggins. Huggins is going to be our slot receiver. Again, if we had a more powerful running back, because H-Chain only has 69 overall power back, but take a look at our cap room here. It's probably not a lot, so yeah, we don't have any money, so going to be rough when we go to resign guys. Don't know if it's going to change when we get from preseason to regular season. I don't think that's a thing, so but that's going to be it. We're not going to do the preseason in this video. We'll do it in the next one, and we're probably not going to play any of the preseason games. Probably just going to skip through and see if there's any scenarios or anything, and then get into the regular season. So that's going to do it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.